Hello everybody, and welcome to the official Pet Wars tier list! Now to begin, this tier list is where I'm going to list all of my characters, or at least some of them, onto this list, and see who's the strongest in all of Petlands. And a bonus surprise for at the end of the video, I'm going to be discussing some extra stuff about other stuff about the channel. But for now, let's get to the tier list part of the video. Let's first start off with the main man himself, Zach Zombie. And yes, that is his now confirmed full name. But let's see where Zombie scales on this tier list. Well, for starters, he's a god of fire. That should be something, right? Well, let's look at the stories and see what he's done. When he's in trouble, or his friends are online, or his city, he is very determined and will do whatever it takes to protect the ones he cares about. But he's not just that powerful yet. But he still does good. So we'll put him in the nice little A tier for now. And next up on the list is Junior, the God of Lightning. And if we look back, and Pet Wars Odyssey in mind, there was a chapter where Junior faced Joseph by himself and single-handedly won that battle. He is pretty strong, and he's my best friend. But that doesn't give him free points. But he is pretty strong in the Pet Wars universe. So, I'm gonna put him in the S tier. And next up on the list is our favorite ex-soldier, Troop. Now, he's just a mortal man, but he did fight war, and he is pretty quick with the trigger finger and good with guns, but still immortal. But we won't be too hasty on our friend. So maybe we can throw him in an easy B tier. That seems fair. And next up is Guy. Now, this character, I don't know, he's mortal, he's just a normal dude. He uses a sword and that's pretty much it. I don't want to be too hasty, but this one's just going to be thrown in an easy D tier. He's good with skills, so he's not getting an F tier, but he's okay. We'll put him in a D tier. And next up is John, and after this is his brother Joe, but first it's John. Let's see, he's good with knives and axes, but he's also a mortal human, kind of like Guy, pretty much, but he's still pretty good, and when it comes to his brother and protecting him, he gets the job done. So we'll put him in a D tier with Guy, just to make it even. And speaking of John's brother, we have Joe coming up next. And now Joe, he just uses a knife. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna have to probably put him in a D tier with Guy and John, because he's not that powerful. He's still young, to be fair. But don't worry, these characters are in a D tier. We'll get to character development down the line. Wink, wink. Now our next character is pretty honorable, and that is Hutso, the ex-samurai. Now, he used to be a strong samurai for a city back then, and he still kicks butt now and again in the current day Pet Wars. So, to honor his legacy, we'll throw him into a B tier. Simple enough. And next up, he's ferocious and a beast, I guess. Dasher, and he's pretty dangerous. If we look back at Pet Wars Odyssey in mind, where Dasher, spoiler warning, meets Felix, his brother, then we see a pretty brutal fight between the two, and Dasher is pretty bad. So we'll put him in an S tier, because I think he holds back because of to keep it certain family friendly extent, but we'll put him in the S tier. And coming up next is our good pal LG Flygon, the city's guardian. Now, he mostly takes over as a protector of the city while Zombie and the gang are gone. And another thing from Pet Wars Odyssey Mind, he took on a bunch of criminals by himself. So he's kind of like the city's personal Batman. And he also faced off Joseph and his evil clone, not of himself, but of someone else, in a single, like, by himself. Like, he should be put in an A tier for that status. And come up to the final character, and no, I'm not gonna mention, like, villains or dead characters on this list, or new characters on the list. I'm gonna, like, focus on, like, the proper main crew for now. But coming up next, our final member, Agent 1, and he is pretty tough. And if we're counting it from PvP Wars and that universe of my pal Junior's story, he's smart. He builds these mechs for the characters. He is very powerful, and that is why I'm gonna put him in. I'm probably also gonna put him in an A tier with LG Flag on, just to make it fair. And that wraps up for the Pet Wars tier list. But as promised from the beginning of the video, the bonus conversation, I guess, of the extra stuff I wanted to talk about. So recently, an update on the channel. I recently took down episode 1 of Secrets Below the City, mostly because I wanted to keep that for like a later time when my friend Ari was able to work on the other episodes, but I don't want to force it onto him, so. But if you want to rewatch it anytime, you can just join my official Pet Wars HQ Discord server, and there should be a link for that in my about under my channel. But that's why it's no longer on my channel for now. And exciting news for the Zombie and Friends reboot. It's finally a reboot that gets more than one episode. It got to episode 3 so far, but it's my final project after this video. So I don't know if I'm thinking about ending it after 5 episodes or 10 episodes, but we'll see how far it gets. I'm gonna continue doing that. And we're gonna have to dip in some sad news in some case, but this video is going to be the final Let's Talk for a little while. They'll come back, but just for now, this will be the final Let's Talk for a little while. And the reason is, if you've noticed, I've posted 4 new songs on my channel, more than usual. And that's because I found a new way to make songs on my channel, and they're so much better than how I used to make them. So I'm experimenting with that. And you might see a lot more songs mixed in with some episodes of Zombie and Friends now in the future of this channel. Now, this begs a question, what's next? This tier list is finally done and up. And then there's the Zombie and Friends show is coming back with some more episodes soon. But after that, what's next? Well, the channel's still young, so don't worry about me retiring early anytime soon. This channel, like I said in the previous Let's Talk, has future plans ahead of it. But for now, it's kind of taking like a tiny bit of a break and chilling out for a little bit. So I might take this channel to a music career in some way down the line, until the channel goes back to its normal stuff and I experiment with other stuff besides music. But for now, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. And the algorithm seems to like the songs I post so far, because posting 4 songs recently gave me 2 new subscribers, so they're gaining a lot of attention more than my other videos. So that's another reason why I want to keep experimenting with these songs. Also, I know I said previously that I was gonna try to make this video on my new laptop, but I ran into some issues with that, and I had to redo the whole video on my phone. So now, yeah, but it doesn't really matter. Now it's finally done and it's up, so I don't think that really matters anymore. But I think you're all up to date now with what's been going on with the channel and stuff. So this is probably gonna wrap it up, and it won't be too long until I speak to you again. But for now, this is goodbye for a little bit. Not goodbye on the channel, because I'm always going to be posting, but just a goodbye personally from me, speaking. So with that being said, have a pet-tastic day, and I'll see you again soon, don't worry.